Hey, what's up YouTube? Welcome to my channel. Today I got this AC machine hooked up to this 2009 Honda CRV, and what I'm doing here is I'm sucking all the Freon back into the system. Pretty much it's called recovering. There you go. It's a recovering. So whatever Freon is in the system is taking out, because this AC compressor has a bad this Honda CRV has a bad AC compressor. This is what the piece look like. All right, this is called magnetic clutch here. So when it gets the power, this engages, so both of these spin the belt here and this spins together. So see this red cable down there? This is red cable down there. You could check a power with the test light. I do have a video right down here. That's where the AC compressor is. And if this has power and your AC compressor doesn't engage, it's a bad unit, it's a bad clutch inside. Try not to replace just the clutch, because it's going to be probably more expensive that way. But this thing is about for 300, almost 400. That's it, $400 even. This is what I'm using, Denso. And there's a part number. All right, let's throw the box away now. Doesn't have a core. It's a brand new piece. So there's a line that connects up here, and there's a line that connects over here. They're both 10 millimeters. I'm gonna remove them both. And this thing has a oil inside. We don't need to add any oil. Just make sure with your parts department. But I'd like to recover even the oil later on and put in a fresh oil. Anyways, we're gonna get this job going by removing the belt, and we're gonna push this reservoir out of the way. We'll get the belt off first, and from the bottom we're gonna take out the 2 bolts for the line here, 10 here, 10 there, and replace a new compressor. But anyways, we're gonna let this thing recover, and then we'll once it's done, we'll vacuum and add correct amount of Freon into the system. Anyways, stay tuned, check out the video how to check the relay fuse on this bad boy. Use a test light before you make any determinations. Change the relay anyway. I did that on this car. It's gonna get it, it's gonna stay there. You never know when that relay is gonna fail, so check that out. All right, so far I popped this clip right there because it was holding on to the pipe on this reservoir. I'll push this tab and the reservoir bottle comes up, push it to the side, and I can see the tensioner. All right, so let's say take out number 10. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take off the 2 bolts right there, 1, 2, so this bracket's out of the way, so I don't want to see that bracket. So the machine has recovered Freon and oil. It didn't have a lot of Freon, but the system still kicked in, and it has power, so the compressor should have been on. Even if it didn't blow cold, it should have been on. But anyways, let's take this, let's put this on, take out a little electric drill. 1, I'm gonna put this back last. That'll be the last thing I put on this little guy. All right, now we have a lot of access, and we can even push this bottle more down if you like, but I don't want this to block my belt, so we'll probably bring it this side. So we need to get 14 and pull on that belt. A lot of people can reach it from the bottom. It's all up to you. At one time I had to remove this mount because I could not get it, but anyways, I'm gonna do without it today. So this is the part that you're only gonna see a little bit, because I do need to put my camera away. So I got this, let me just show you. So this is what I'm doing over here. Get out of here, reservoir. So all I'm doing is yanking this little guy, and you see the tensioner, it just goes out of the way and the belt is loose, but I need my other hand to slip the belt off. So just do that, and if you like, push the reservoir on this side. Okay, so I got the belt off, and now I can go down below. I'll leave it like that. My ratchet here is stuck, it's all right. The reservoir can sit here. Do not start the engine with this thing here, you'll rip apart. You rip a hole in that thing. But anyways, we're gonna go down. So the belt is off, machine's out of the way. We're gonna go up. So the vehicle is up in the air. What we're gonna do next is, if we come down here, you could take off the belt if you like right now, or just let it hang there and just bypass the compressor. And what we're gonna do is, right from down here, we're gonna take off the 12 there, and then there's another, I'm sorry, 10 here, and then there's another 10 connected to that line. And at the same time, we can disconnect the connector by pushing on the tab here. And take off the connector, let it sit to the side. Make sure nothing else is connected to the line. So this is pretty much very easy. What I'm gonna do is take off this screw and take off the other one off the line right there. I can reach it from right here with the ratchet. Let me get my tools, and then we're gonna remove 1, 2, 3, and then 4 bolts up here. They're all 12 millimeters, all of them. All of them are 12. This is a 12 up here, you can't see, but let me give you a better view. Right there's a 12. The lighting just crappy to get over there. And you got a 12 right there, sitting on top of it right there, right in the center. And then you got a 12 here and a 12 right there. And the compressor should just fall right here. Just be careful with your face. Okay, so here goes nothing. Sometimes these lines, the bolts on the lines will break, but as they come out, very good. And there it goes, the number 10 right there. And this line should easily, vacuum pressure is cool, it's all good. So we just took off the vacuum line, and then I'm gonna do the same thing for the one up there. Okay, here goes the second one, right from over here. Okay, the little guy doesn't want to fit on it. I might have to get a deeper socket or a wrench. Okay, so here goes a try number 2 with the ratchet gear wrench. That's what I meant. Okay, got that going the wrong way, and that's not gonna fit there either. I'm sure that's not gonna fit there. All right, I am gonna have to work some magic here. We'll be right back, and I'll show you the tool that I use. I cannot get that number 10 on the line, so my plan is to bring the compressor down a little bit because everything is just blocking from my wrench or ratchet from turning. So I'm gonna take off the 12 here and the 12 there on this compressor next. So I'll take the 2 number 12s, and then you'll see me take off the bottom 2. Okay, so I got this 12 deep socket hooked up. I'm losing the one on this end, and this is the second one I'm losing right now. Once it's loose, you might be able to remove them by hand, just like so. And if they come out, very good. Try not to take off the bottom 2 because that's gonna hold it down for you. They're very easy, but these are long bolts, and this one comes off. Let me see. Okay, this one's still tight, so I'm gonna have to keep it going with the ratchet and the socket here. Just keep it going. Please be loose. Okay, so let me get that off. Once that is off, we'll do the bottom 2. Okay, got both of the bolts out from the top. Let me smack this one. I might have to get a smaller socket extension. Okay, got a like an inch long extension there. Okay, so this is loose. I'm gonna drill the rest of it out. So let me break this one loose also, and then we'll use our electric drill for the rest. Here goes nothing, boys and girls. So there you go. I like to keep them order. You see, this is shorter, so I'll keep this 2 on the top, this one right exactly where they at, and the compressor is all loose. So these 2 are the same size, and those 2 are the same size, and the compressor is probably hooked on and hanging there. So what we do is we just take off, and now we'll have a better access. So pretty much this compressor is sitting here. You see these little notches here? It's sitting on those notches. And this is the notch I'm talking about right here. And it's just sitting there. So lift it up and just bring it down. So you lift it up and pull it off. Anyways, let me get that second line loose, and then the AC compressor should just come down right through here. Okay, doing this worked out really good for me. Look at this, I got the bolt loose already. So this thing is just a piece of cake. Pop the line off and the AC compressor comes right off. Okay, so there we have it. Our AC compressor is nice and loose. What we're gonna have to do is work some magic here now and get this guy out of here. So I might not be able to catch it on the camera, but this is where it's gonna come down from, right here. Just be careful with the transmission line that goes to the radiator. And once it's out, I'll show you guys exactly what I did here. Pretty much I pushed the line up and twisted the compressor. It still has oil in it. Whoa, whoa, whoa. I thought the machine would suck that out. Oh my God. So, snap on. I'm not even gonna say nothing. I'm gonna just leave it there. There's your AC compressor. It's done deal. All right, so I'm gonna put this away. Just put this guy right here. Leave it right there. Make sure it doesn't leak. So make sure buff this area. The compressor needs a good ground. So this looks good, no problem. Just make sure you buff the areas down. And I'm gonna take a small break. I'm gonna come back and throw in the AC compressor. Okay, so here's our AC compressor. Let's take off this bolt and this nut here comes off. So this one, I'm sure it has oil in it. And let's pop this guy open. What I like to do is, if you want, you can leave this rubber boot in there so you don't make a mess. Remember how we pulled off? And let's push this back in, because it'll be easy to take this off. We could reuse these or the older ones, reuse older one, or use these. But let's make sure this harness here is connected. I had a problem one time, this wasn't connected and nothing worked. Okay, let's grab this guy. It's heavy. Slowly. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stick this back in there, and then we'll continue from there on. I don't want to drop it and have the camera in my hand. So our AC compressor did not come with new O-rings, but those look pretty good. Should be all right. We'll put a little bit of dye, and what we're gonna do is first we're gonna put this line in. So I don't want to pull that off yet. Let me center this. I'm gonna center this so it's facing upward. So just twist it. I am going to be taking this old bolt because the new one is not lengthy enough, and make sure your line sits flush. And after that, you're going to tighten this bolt and everything should be go. Once I have this in, we'll continue. So let me get this going and then we shall continue. Once this line is nice and tight, while you're here, this connector, just go up above it. We don't want to damage the connector, and or maybe the connector stays behind this way. Plug in the connector, but not yet because it's not lengthy enough. You'll break it. So let's lift this guy up. We're gonna let it sit right where it belongs. Right there, you see that? It's gonna sit itself right where it belongs. And then what we're gonna do is let's take the shorter bolts. And okay, it's not perfectly straight. I think I got it crooked. There you go. That's much better. Let's take one of the bolts, put it in there, catch the threads. The key here is catch all the threads, wiggle around the compressor if you need to. Once you have everything lined and all the bolts have caught threads, then you can tighten it. But what we're gonna do now is let's connect this connector. Let's take this line and just leave it here for now. Don't want to put this line in because we might have to move it around for the bolts. So So let me get all the bolts in. Pretty much I got these 2 bolts in. I'm gonna get them in there, but I am not gonna lock them down because we still need to put the top 2 in. Just snug them enough where the compressor can move around, but at the same time it will hold the compressor up. If you need to, just go back 1 thread. And there we have it. And now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take these 2 bolts. One goes over here, and the second one goes on the other side. Bada bing, bada boom. I'm gonna tighten all 4 bolts. Make sure you tighten them nice and tight, hand tight, torque if you need to. Make sure your connector's in, and everything looks good. Okay, everything is done. So these bolts, you can torque them using a torque wrench. I torqued this one, that one, and the 2 in the top, but I did need to work with the extension and this extension here. And I'm gonna give you the torque spec, but like this vehicle is same from 2003 and up. It's the same setup, and I'll check few for you guys and I'll give you the torque specs. These 2 little bolts for the lines, I did not torque them, hand tight. This one I ripped with the gun, a little drill gun, light, and spin good. Anyways, okay, so we got torque specs for 2009 CRV. This bolt right here for the AC line, this is the top one, 7.2 foot-pound. And then you got 4 compressor bolts. They're 16 foot-pound. And okay, the bolt, the nut, and the bolt. So this is for both of them. That's how simple it is. This is for 09, as you can see right there, 09 CRV. So here's a picture for 03 CRV, 7.2, the 2 bolts, just a little bit different setup. And then you got 16 foot-pound for the 4 bolts. Bada bing, bada boom. So there is pretty much not a difference on torque specs. The job is about the same and everything. But anyways, if you're gonna do it, you might as well knock out and torque everything properly. Yeah, baby, AC compressor is locked in. Only thing we got left behind is make sure you put a little bit of oil on the ring, or you can put it in here, and then you stick this line in, and make sure your seal goes in flush. And put on the number 10. We're dropping it. Getting too excited because it's almost done. The hard part is the belt, boys and girls. So make sure your line sits properly, and then smack it. Bada bing, bada boom. Pay attention to the leak on these 2 lines. Other than that, you're probably not gonna see me do this part, the belt part, but right from down here you can put on the belt on the AC compressor. It's gonna have to stick it right through the gap here. So let me get the belt on, then we'll recharge the whole system. Woo, got the belt on, guys. It wasn't hard as I thought. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the rest of the stuff back, this little bracket here, the line, but meanwhile I'm gonna connect my AC machine. We're gonna vacuum for 20 minutes. So got my machine here now, and what we're gonna do is, this is the low side. We're gonna put this on the low side. Go easy, you don't wanna break the lines. Let's open up that line. The high pressure line is over here on this side, and the caps, I have them up there somewhere. Anyway, this goes on, and I don't know if I got this line in there fully, but I think it's in there. Yep. Okay. So we're gonna fill the tank. Okay, I gotta fill the tank on this guy. Okay, so see the old tank, new tank. Internal tank is low, but that thing was empty as well, so I changed it. Let's fill the tank. Start. It's gonna probably put about 9 to 10 pounds of R134 inside the tank, on the inside of this. Okay, so we're gonna give it a moment, and then meanwhile I'll work on this little guy right here. Okay, got them both in there, and let's grab our light. Let's smack this bolt in. Let's smack the second bolt in. All right, perfect. And this little guy, the power steering line has to go into that clamp, but we're gonna have to bring up this little guy first, get that in, and then lock up the bottom. Okay, got the bottom in, and all you're gonna do is lift this up and push this right in. Originally I forced this backward, now I'm gonna force it forward, and you're all done. Make sure nothing is hitting the power steering, the pulley here, power steering pump pulley, the lines, the pipes here. You're all done, good to go. Let's pick up all our tools and we wait for the tank to fill up, and then we'll vacuum the system. So it's working, it's on its way, almost done. And I took in about 5 pounds. It did take in 5 pounds. That's the tank, internal tank, not the car. Okay, so let's talk a little bit about the car. There's a sticker over here. It will tell you the Freon. It will take 17.3 ounce max. Okay, minimum 15.5 ounce, and that oil will be PAG oil, synthetic PAG oil. Doesn't tell you, but I am using a PAG. Yeah, I am using a PAG oil. So I got my oil ready in here. This is, once I do vacuum, I'll throw it into this low line here. Okay, press any key to exit. So what we're gonna do is we already did recover, so we are gonna add oil. Let's just do vacuum. Let's press enter, and no, we still have time. That's the oil for the machine is asking. Let's do 20 minutes. So this is a 20-minute wait. Okay, leak test, nope. So 20 minutes of vacuum. So what I'm doing now is I'm sucking all the air, moisture, whatever's in these lines. We don't want anything whatsoever, nothing, nada, zero. And after that, oil goes in and the machine pumps in Freon, and that's it. That's the best way to do it. Remember I told you the customer did try, if you watch my video about how to, I did do tests on this, the power lead. I did do a test on the compressor. I had a power, but the compressor did not engage. Remember, the customer said he did try to put can in there. It's not gonna work because it has a pressure in it. Well, if there's so much pressure in there, it's more than the can. Well, I would think will go in. It would push out instead of going in. Anyways, this is the wait. Okay, let's wait 20 minutes. So we're at 3 seconds left remaining. Bada bing, vacuum complete. And this baby here, the SS Super Sport, is here. So what we're gonna do next is oil. All right, I wanted a little bit of information about the oil. Too much oil is no good. Too little oil is no good. So make sure you measure the oil, know how much you're putting. Try, even if you don't know how much you're putting, just put it just enough, so you're not killing the system. So all I'm gonna do is I'm gonna turn this. I need to use my second hand, so that's all I'm doing, turning this. So that's all I did was compress this thing in there, and all my shot inside. So this comes off. Let's put this guy, see there's oil still sitting there, that's good. And we're gonna close this up. I'm gonna open the valve. That's what we're doing by closing, pushing it down. So next, let's press any key, and now we're gonna charge the system. So we have to go to charge right there, the arrow, press enter. Nope, it's not electrical compressor, it's not a hybrid. And let's press continue. We're gonna look for 2009, and this is a Honda. Let's look for Honda, and then we're gonna look for a CRV. Press enter, and if it has any more questions, if not, press continue. You could adjust the pound, so it's 1.2 pounds only, and we're gonna use both lines, okay, high and low. That's what I like to use. Both. Start. So right now it's pumping air into the system. That's what it said there. Listen to this. Ice cold. Ice cold. Both lines ice cold. Whoo. 0.94 pound is in there already. And machine is gonna probably compress a little bit more air to That's it, it's charged. So what are we gonna do is we're gonna open this guy up. Let's pop this open. You saw that sizzling. Let's close this valve. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go inside the car and make sure this is all out of the way, nothing is gonna hit. And let's put this away. We're gonna start the engine and feel the AC, but let me take off my gloves. So the engine is running, AC is getting cold. Yup. Oh yeah, baby. If you have problem that your AC did not turn cold, it could be that you didn't put enough Freon in it. I had machine do faulty service for me one time. But if you touch this line, cold, whoa. And check this out. Look at that. Working AC compressor. Thank you for watching, guys, and I hope you liked the video. And that's how you're gonna change the AC compressor on a Honda CRV. Anyways, thank you and bye-bye.